What's going on, guys? Nathan Barta here with Lambo Media, brought to you by the Right Way Sports Network. And in this segment, I'm joined by a very special guest, Kendall Simmons. He is in the Philadelphia Phillies organization. Thank you for joining, Kendall. How you doing, my man?
Doing pretty well, hanging in there.
Yeah, for sure. How's quarantine been for you?
It's been good. Getting a lot of things done, getting better, getting more productive.
Yeah, most definitely. Have you found any new hobbies that you weren't doing before quarantine?
Yes. Actually, I learned how to knit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I started my real estate license, so hopefully I'll be done with that by the end of the summer.
Sweet, that's awesome, man. So, first of all, let's start off by talking about your high school career. You obviously had the capability of playing with and against some of the best high school talent in the nation. What do you think differentiated you from the other high school athletes?
I think we played against a lot of good people. I think I grew up with a lot of good people. I always played up in my age groups until, all the perfect game stuff and everything like that. But honestly, I think what made me different was my work ethic. I think I worked harder than anybody else, and I grew up faster. I kind of matured earlier than most guys would. So I think that was the kicker.
Yeah, most definitely. You mentioned the perfect game AllAmerican Classic. You had the ability to play in that AllAmerican Classic while you were in high school. That's obviously something that all youth and high school players dream of. What was that experience like for you?
That was really fun. Honestly, a blessing. Ever since I was, I guess, a freshman, I was always wanting to play in that, and always wanted to experience all the gear and all the new people you meet from the West Coast. Also, the friends you make during that, last a long time, especially like probably might end up being one of the guys' teammates.
Yeah, for sure. Who was the hardest thrower that you faced there?
JT Jed.
How hard was he throwing?
97, 98. He was throwing crazy gas. He was throwing some gas.
Was that the hardest pitcher you faced up until that point?
No, because I'm in Georgia, so we had like Kumar, Ethan.
Oh yeah.
Guys who threw hard.
You were on the defensive side with Kumar, huh?
I was.
Yeah. How'd you initially find out that you had been selected?
We went down to Perfect Game National Showcase in Fort Myers, and one of the guys brought me to the side and was like, "Hey, you've been picked, playing the Perfect Game All-American," and it was awesome. Like, as a kid, that's what you want to do. That's what you work towards, honestly. Like, you work to be one of the best players in the nation.
Yeah, for sure. So you went on to get drafted out of high school, and you decided to take that route rather than the college route. Why'd you make that decision?
At that time, I thought I was really prepared for professional baseball. I did not want to shuffle school and baseball. Like, I didn't want my school to suffer because I'm working hard in baseball, and I didn't want my baseball to struggle because I'm working hard at school.
Right.
But I think that's the best decision I ever made in my life. I've grown as a person, as a player, in every aspect of life I've grown in, and I think professional baseball really did it for me and teach me a lot of things about life. You meet a bunch of different people, and you just become a learner. You become someone who's a better person. You're just kind of thrown in the fire in the real world, and I was ready for that, and I think that was the best decision.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, congrats on getting drafted. That's obviously a huge accomplishment. What did the draft process look like for you?
It was kind of hectic, like leading up to the draft was kind of a stressful time. I was trying to predict your future and, not knowing and wanting to know as a kid, being anxious. And I think that was the hardest part about it, just trying to keep your mind off of things and keep your mind on, winning a state championship in baseball. And but it's hard. You can't. Like, it's hard for a kid. Like, I couldn't help but think, oh, I can't wait till June. Like, what's going to happen in June? Like, what's my next move?
Yeah.
Once I heard my name get called, that was probably the most stress relieving time I had in my life. It's like all the weight got lifted off my shoulders, and I was on to the next step of life.
Yeah, for sure. So the week of the draft, were you really stressful?
Oh yeah, 100%. I was kind of nervous, right? And my parents and I both.
Yeah. How did you find out? Did you get a call or did you find out on TV?
Well, I was watching it, and then I kind of fell asleep. So I was like, man, I'm tired of watching it.
Yeah. Yeah.
My agent called me and woke me up and was like, hey, turn on the TV. You just got drafted.
Yeah, for sure. So you've obviously had only 2 minor league seasons so far, but what was the biggest surprise for you of minor league baseball?
I say the little things. I think professional baseball is really focused on, doing the little things right. And in high school, I really didn't know a lot about the game of baseball. I really didn't learn the game in high school, but when I got to pro ball, I really learned, how to play the game right, how to do things right. And I think that's the biggest adjustment, the biggest shocker, because I didn't know how behind I was until I got there. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't know anything,
Yeah.
but I worked and worked and worked, and by the end of that first summer, I kind of got the hang of things.
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit earlier, we were talking about facing high velocity pitchers in Kumar and the pitchers you faced at the Perfect Game All-American Classic. What's been the hardest thrower you faced so far?
I think some guy from the Indians was going like 100 with 92 mile per hour slider. That was tough. That was tough. I got an opportunity to face Chapman in spring training. I hit that. That was unreal. I mean, I say that's the hardest.
How did that AB go against Aroldis Chapman?
And it was me walking back to the dugout.
Did he get you up and in at all or no?
No, he was kind of everywhere. I ended up getting 3-2, and then he threw me a deadly slider that I was not expecting that.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely not imagine that. And to wrap it up, obviously, there are stories about minor league travels, minor league bus rides. What's your opinion on the bus rides? Because I've talked to some minor leaguers, and they actually like them because they get to catch up on their sleep and their other activities. But other guys that really dislike the bus rides. What's your opinion on those?
I don't mind the bus rides. I kind of like it. I've always traveled. I'm always a big traveler. Obviously, it's a lot of traveling, but it's not bad. I say I'm lucky to be there.
Yeah.
It gives you something to work for. If you want to fly in plane and not on a bus, then you better work your butt off. And if not, you can be traveling on buses for the rest of your life. So
Yeah, for sure.
No, I kind of like it. It's an eye opener. You get to see the world. You get to hang with the guys and get closer with guys that you might not be as close with.
Yeah, most definitely. So you obviously might not have the chance to play this minor league season due to this COVID-19 this disastrous COVID-19 situation. What was your end goal at the end of the season for this season?
My end goal was to end, higher than where I started and at another level. And like I say a lot, I'm really not so much goal oriented because people tend to lose sight of what's present. I learned that in high school, looking to the future and, setting goals. I try to take it day by day, see what I can get better day by day, and just trust in God's plan. And whatever He puts me, I'm going to be happy with it.
Yeah, most definitely. I really love how humble you are, and that really wraps up everything I have for this interview. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this. Really means a lot, and congrats on all of your accolades throughout your career thus far. And there's definitely more to come. And stay safe and healthy, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Kendall.
No problem.